Alright, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing my preview for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix this coming weekend. So I think 2-week break since the last race in Bahrain, so we've probably had a bit too much time to go over all the talking points and storylines from the last race in Sakir. So I think that today I'm just going to kind of go over my thoughts for this coming weekend and maybe give some predictions as well. So I think first off, the Jeddah circuit, Jeddah Corniche circuit officially, it's a very different circuit from Bahrain. It's a street circuit, even though most of the track is not even used by road cars. And it's a very extreme, very fast, very exciting circuit, as we all know, from the last 2 races that we've had there. I don't know. I always feel like they made the circuit very extreme on purpose because the Saudis wanted to make the circuit as extreme as possible. Most corners, fastest street circuit, which unfortunately also means it's quite a dangerous circuit as well. Lots of blind corners, which I know they've been working the last couple years to try to deal with, but at the same time it's still a pretty dangerous track. In terms of the track characteristics, there's a lot more fast corners, a lot more fast weaving corners, so not as many rear limited corners, a lot more front end limited. So it will test the cars in a very different way, which means that we could see a very different running order for this race. That being said, I think last year's race, the qualifying results were actually quite similar to the qualifying results from Bahrain. So we can, especially since it's so early in the season, we can see some pretty big similarities in terms of pecking order between this race and the next race. The first race in Bahrain and this race in Saudi Arabia. That being said, I'm looking forward to it. Some good F1 racing action, first time in 2 weeks. So in terms of the predictions, I think probably Red Bull is going to be the team to beat again, as they will be for most of this season. There's no real reason why they wouldn't be. They're going to have the full Friday practices, which is something that did catch them out last year. They were caught out at some of the sprint weekends, not having enough time to get proper setup of the car that they wanted. So I think Red Bull will be strong. I think it's still very early to say. We don't really know who's going to be stronger at front limited tracks, who's going to be stronger at the rear limited tracks, that sort of thing. But that being said, based on what the teams are saying, it seems like Aston Martin will probably be quite strong again. I would expect Ferrari and Mercedes to also be strong, so it'll be really interesting to see that three-way fight behind the Red Bull. That being said, one of the drivers will not be starting in the upper positions, and that will be Charles Leclerc. He will almost certainly be taking a 10-place grid penalty. Actually, no, it's been confirmed already. Yes, a 10-place grid penalty for changing the control electronics. So basically, over the entire F1 season, you're allowed 2 sets of control electronics, and he used his first to qualify. They changed those before the race on Sunday morning, and the second control electronics failed during the race, and they can't use those again. So he's on his 3rd control electronics going into the second race of the season, which I was reading online, I think it may be a record for fastest grid penalty to start the season for changing one of the parts of the car of the power unit. And yeah, I think that probably is. Even the McLaren Hondas in the early turbo hybrid era weren't that poor on reliability. But it's unfortunate for Charles and for Ferrari as well. So hopefully he's able to climb back up through the field and get some good points from that. I think for prediction, I'll go with, I'll go with Verstappen win, Perez second, and I'll go with Leclerc third. Actually, no, not Leclerc third. Who should I go with? I'll go with Alonso third. So repeat of the Bahrain podium. I know, very boring, very conservative, I know, but I think realistically, Aston Martin still look incredibly strong on race pace, and I think they'll have a good car this weekend. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave your predictions for this weekend in the comment section down below. I'd be interested to see them before the weekend. Thank you so much for watching.